Yo, what up, Alistair? What up?
Hi.
Yo, Mike Malibu, let's kick it.
Malibu, baby.
Alright, stop. Turn the TV up and listen. Malibu is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. I want to watch cartoons daily and nightly.
Will it ever stop?
Yo, I don't know. So I play a lot of cartoons on the Kids Club show. To the extreme, I want cartoon action. Fox Kids Network is my satisfaction. Skate on my K-Dub skateboard. Tangled up in my guitar cord. Awesome! When I play a melody, anything less than K-Dub is a felony. Monday through Friday, Saturday.
I think we all do. I think we all do, Alistair.
If you like cartoons, yo, I'll show them. Check out these tunes, see if you know them.
That's kind of racy for like a local kids affiliate. Whatever the hell's going on there. All the best shows out there.
All right, and so what do we got next, Finest?
Look at that little
What are
boy.
we talking about?
Look at that little boy.
I think we should talk about old school cartoons when we were kids and something that I think's gone away. You know, my kids, when they want to watch cartoons, they just go onto Netflix and watch whatever the hell they want and however many episodes they want, and whatever show they want.
Sure.
But back when we were kids,
I'm
we
the
had
same.
blocks of programming or
I'm
whatever.
the same.
And, for a short period of time when we were kids, there was Host. And I don't know if you remember, his name was Mike Malibu. Goofy looking bastard with like Hawaiian shirts, backwards
Yeah.
hat.
And you know what? Like in my head, he kind of looked different than he did whenever I watched this YouTube video that you found of him. But he looked pretty fucking creepy, really, dude. Like a little bit more scary than I remember like a cool surfer type dude or whatever, and I guess that's what he is, but a little bit different than than what I remember from being like 10 years old.
He definitely looks like the kind of guy that if you were at the mall with your parents would be like, "Hey, let's go over here. Let's get away from that dude."
That dude's probably selling meth. No, but I mean, he was fucking awesome. I remember whenever he was a kid. And if you guys want to look it up on YouTube, his name was Mike Malibu. I'm sure you all had your own version of Mike Malibu wherever you were located. He hosted the fucking cartoons. And
I wonder if there's more Mike
he was
Every
Malibu
commercial
videos.
break, he'd say some goofy shit.
yeah, it would just be something stupid, and which the video that I put is going to be the Malibu baby video. So like
That's such a good one.
that's just weird. And Chad was saying something before we started recording about the claymation in the video. That impresses me because if that was really just localized, like if they weren't just trying to get a Mike Malibu in every city or state that kind of looked like that, that's pretty good for some local claymation.
What was he local?
He was definitely local. I don't know if there was more of him, but I met Mike Malibu twice when I was a kid. One time,
What
In the back of a van?
did he?
yeah, in the back of the van, he was like, "Hey, I got some candy and some free Ninja Turtle posters or whatever."
I wonder
do
what.
you-
Go
Do
ahead.
you guys remember Discovery Zone?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One time I went to a birthday party at Discovery Zone for one of my cousins, and he was just there, like, riding around on a skateboard. I don't know if he was with Fox or if he was just hanging out at the Discovery Zone. But,
Did anybody call the cops?
Hey, it's Mike Malibu.
and
That's weird.
the
Well,
second
so
time
you-
that I met Mike Malibu was at
Mm.
I was coming out of their show. He, like, emceed the show. Like, it was, like, the only thing my dad ever took me to when I was a kid. It was at the Shrine Mosque, and he opened up the show and was telling people to sign up for the
So you would not. I don't think you would have wanted to meet Mike Malibu. I never met him. Finest met him twice. I think that tells you all you need to know. I think that tells you all you need to know.
kids club and like that kind of like he rode his motorcycle or not his motorcycle. Goddamn, motorcycle would actually be cool. He rode his skateboard out on the stage.
Okay, so
You know what he was also on? He had an episode of Dateline NBC. Do you remember that one?
yeah. He
You
brought
wrote
he had condoms in his pocket. Yeah, I
And a
remember.
He
had
rode
a
his
GameCube.
skateboard. He rode his skateboard right into the house. No, but one question, no, serious question is, I wonder when the style of like flipping your hat, bill up, when is it going to come back in style?
Bring it back, man.
I feel like it's later this year, early 2018.
You gonna play
Like,
Jackbox
you can
later,
kind of feel
Alistair?
the trends coming, and I'm pretty sure it's coming up soon, man.
Elena.
Or
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
ponytail through your hat.
That I don't think that ever went out of style. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I remember thinking Mike Malibu was cool, and then I feel like he was replaced with somebody, but I cannot remember who at all. But I feel like whenever he went away, there was someone new for a minute, and then I don't remember.
Podcast. Figure
That
out how
dude's
to get
addicted to meth now, for sure.
Oh, you'll be working tonight?
for sure.
Speak,
That's what happens when you get like all this star and
I'm gonna try to start at like
fame.
7, so it'll be probably be like
Yeah,
5
he
your
was like a
time.
megastar.
You know, he's probably making like 200 an appearance. Like, this dude fucking was just rolling in it.
What's up, Angel?
Oh, he's got so much myth.
But
So much myth.
So much.
You
So
guys
speaking of
remember
Malibu,
we got
speaking of Malibu, did you guys?
Angel, we're playing. I'm playing Jackbox tonight. If you want to play, 7 p.m. Central.
Ever get the kids club card that he was always hawking on TV?
I don't think I ever did, man. I don't remember having the kids club membership, but you obviously did, Finest.
I didn't. It was the coolest thing in my childhood. You got like a magazine in the mail every month.
What was in the magazine?
It'd be like articles about like Batman the animated series, or like it was pretty much superheroes nonstop because that was 90s cartoons were pretty much dominated by superheroes. So it was like Batman the animated series, Spider-Man, X-Men. Then every once in a while you get like a Bobby's World or something.
That sounds pretty fucking awesome, though. Even if it is Bobby's World was awesome.
The coolest thing was I had a wallet when I was a kid, and it came with like an official plastic card with your name on it or whatever. And I was
Oh,
like,
shit.
it's pretty much like having a
What
driver's
you up to
license.
today,
Yeah,
bruh?
you
you
had to
got-
feel very adult from that card.
You can get a free ice cream cone with it. So.
How many? Just once?
Just, I think just once.
What, did they write down your name? How the fuck did they know? You should just keep going in there.
All I know is I got one time.
Well, that's better than nothing, dude. Because it was free. Was it free?
Yeah.
I'm not the ice cream cone, but the membership.
Yeah, you just had to like send your name in.
That's pretty fucking cool, dude.
that was back when you had to actually like mail something in to get free stuff. I remember one time I mailed, I think multiple times, the Smokey Bear commercial to get like the comic book, and those bastards never sent me a comic book.
Damn, that's
You know-
fucked up.
I'm pretty sure it ruined my
Commentary edits. What are
Is
you?
that
What are you
that's
talking
why
about, Angel?
Forest fires?
You became a pyro after that?
I mean,
I mean, what else do you expect? You never got the comic. Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
because I
do you
remember
remember
McGruff,
Bubbles?
McGruff McScuff or something 65602 or something.
Gruff, Griff
Gruff,
McGruff or McGruff the crime dog.
Maybe
Take
that's
a bite out of crime.
maybe
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
okay. That was totally not even related to what I was just talking about.
It's not the dog that fucking wore a trench coat and he was like a detective.
Yeah, I just completely got that mixed up with Smokey and the Bear. Or one of them, they as a comic book.
Oh, so you became a criminal because you didn't get the comic.
No wonder you never got your comic book because you were writing to two different people.
You were writing the
Yeah.
Smokey the Bear
Hey Matt, what's up, dude? Hey, you of all people need to know. I'm playing Jackbox tonight, 7 p.m. Central.
for fucking McGruff the crime dog comic book. Of course they didn't send it to
He's
you.
probably like, look at this guy. This kid needs something else besides the comic book. He can't even get the right letter to the place or right place.
Yeah, they probably felt really bad for him.
Hey, I'll tell you
They,
what, though.
they kept all your letters.
You were secretly
They
sending
probably
them to
have it.
Finest.
They have it in a government handbook or database right now. It was all part of this. Hey, but, hey, you
I
guys
am
remember
watching an old
Mutant League?
video.
Yes, Mutant League.
Oh my god, that's what I was gonna bring up.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Great minds
got him.
think alike.
One's in the chat if you remember Mutant League. Who remembers Mutant League?
That came on like at 6 o'clock in the morning before school.
Super early.
It was it was an amazing show. Like I can see why it only lasted for a couple months or whatever because it was really violent.
Yeah.
Like every episode, someone lost an arm or a leg or something, and
Nah,
And
dude,
so-
what was cool about that was the rejuvenation chamber, dude. Not only is it called a rejuvenation chamber, so that's fucking cool when you're 10, but they would just be in it and like their shit would like grow back. That was fucking awesome, man. Really cool show.
plus the main character's name was Bones Justice. That's like the most badass name in the
It's
world.
pretty
Doesn't
cool.
get much more badass than that. And I can't remember his friend's name, the lizard, but he was.
They
pretty
did
cool,
have good
too.
Mutant League games,
All I
Alfred.
remember is Bones Justice.
Football.
Lizard
I know
Dude,
at least football
and
and
then
hockey.
like the bad guys were like demon troll things. Is that right? Like goblin looking things?
But that guy that made the Mutant
Yeah.
League, first they were video games. I think the video games came first.
Yes, he.
I think so
Yeah,
because it was
there-
like Mutant League
There's
football
like a
and
mutant
then there was a few
football and
different ones.
hockey.
But
Look at this.
they just come out with a new game or in the process of it because Chad, did you fall asleep?
No, I'm reading the Wikipedia. Razor Kid. That's the
Razor.
lizard.
Oh my
I
god.
remember
That's a badass name, too.
KT Slater. I remember because that was remind me of New Kids on the Block. When it's like AC Slater or something was the name on.
That's from Saved by the Bell.
Or Sleep by the Bell.
But yeah, that was a good one.
Mixed up.
If you want to see NFL
But yeah, I
preseason
think
game, go
that
do
there
it,
was a
Angel.
New Mutant League game, and I think they might have like slightly changed the name because I don't know if that dude still had the rights. But
106 in Las Vegas, Matt. That's too high.
Gaming channel,
That's way
Up,
too
Up, Down,
fucking high.
Down, which is like the WWE gaming channel. But they were talking to the dude who made that game, and they were playing it, and so
Damn,
that's
Up Up Down Down was probably
Yeah.
brand new whenever we made
We
this
were
mean,
video.
talking about that the
Played
other
it.
day. Like, it'd be really cool if they bring out some more arcade style sports games. I used to love like the NFL Blitz and NBA Hoops.
NFL
and,
shits.
Or
So,
not,
Fives, did you play NBA Jam?
NBA Jam? Yeah, I played the NBA Jam remake that came out not too long ago. It's not too bad. But I mean, like, do you remember like NFL Street and NBA Street? Like that they were just kind of loose with the
Yeah.
rules and they were really easy to play. Like, wish they'd come back.
August
Well, the
10th.
early
Like that.
blitzes were fucking awesome, man, because
Have
like
fun,
it was
dude.
the real NFL players, and you could just beat the shit out of each other. And then they were like, "Ooh, the rules and shit."
Who's playing in
whatever.
that preseason game?
And they fucking ruined it. You know what I mean? Like they kept coming out with blitz games, but it wasn't. I mean, there may have been some real players, but it wasn't the fucking current players. You know, it was like retired people looking to make a payday. But yeah, that was disappointing. But yeah, more arcade shit would be cool. Did you play Disc Jam, Finest, the free game this month on PS4?
I've played it a few times. I mean, it's not
So
perfect,
dated.
but it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Time waster.
7 years ago.
It's basically ping pong, but you can play it live against people, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty arcadey.
Yeah, it's pretty arcadey, but for a free game, I'm not gonna say no to it.
I
Yes, that was.
But yeah, so anyway, so I think
2
the
houses
reason
ago
you were going to talk
at this
about
point.
Mutant League was because you're going to ask us our favorite like obscure '90s
Kind of-
cartoon.
Basic,
And
kind of
I'm
three.
surprised that you guys remember Mutant League because I brought that up before.
Yeah, fuck the
with
Seahawks.
friends. I remember we had to talk about it. Fuck, I mean, back in college we had to talk about it, and only one guy that we were talking about knew what I was talking about.
Yep.
I mean, Mutant League
Just
is up there for me.
I think it was the kids who rode the bus.
Yeah, because they had to be up that fucking early, so they
You know
had
what I-
those cartoons on.
Speaking of that, you know what used to piss me off is that like TBS. I used to watch Gilligan's Island in the morning, but since it like ended at like 7:35 or something,
Oh
I
yeah,
had to
because
get, I had to
TBS
be
used
out
to
on
be.
the bus like 7:30, so I would never see the end of Gilligan's Island. It would always
This poor guy.
get up to the point where they're getting ready to get off the island, and I never seen why they didn't make it off.
Yeah, that's some
No.
bullshit. That's not a superstation.
Man, I've moved, homie.
I guess another obscure one that I remember is the Conan.
This place was a
cartoon.
duplex though, where I'm
Did you guys
where I'm
ever
at in
remember that?
this
He had
video.
like it was like him and a chick and like a black dude, and he had a shield that had like a phoenix that came out of it, and it was like a goofy character that came alive and talked and stuff.
I don't remember that at all.
Let me look that up and see if it.
What about Bruno the Kid? Do you remember Bruno the Kid?
The Bruce
Even
Willis
as a
thing?
kid?
Yeah, it was Bruce Willis, but he was like a little kid or something, and it was just the Bruce Willis voice
I don't
in a
remember.
child.
Actually, I've never seen that.
It was fucking
remember
weird, man. Like I kind of liked it, but it wasn't like my favorite.
Oh,
show
thanks.
by
It's
no
just
means.
a.
What about
It's
James Bond Jr.?
It's just
I remember
a
James Bond Jr., which was weird.
sheet over a window.
Because okay, here's two reasons why it was weird. Number one, because he would introduce himself as Bond, James Bond Jr., which didn't really make like. Why would you say it like that? Nobody cares. Number two, why are you James Bond Jr., but the real James Bond is your uncle? That's not how juniors work. And that's obvious. So why are you doing that?
Since '96,
But
what
I
the
do
hell,
love that
Matt?
show.
I think that they
What
just
about,
threw shows that's
You own it?
like throwing shit at a wall. And
Bruno the
seeing
Kid
what
was-
stick.
was
there's
pretty
so
good,
many
Alistair.
short-lived cartoons like Life with Louie, Eek the
That was-
Cat.
I kind of like Life with Louie, and Eek the Cat was whatever, but Life with Louie I liked a lot.
Terrible Thunder Lizards.
Palm
Yeah, I
trees?
remember that
No,
was kinda
dude.
like-
no, I'm in Arkansas.
That always
There's-
aired like
we
right
don't have
after
palm
Eek
trees.
the Cat. I feel like for some reason in my mind those two are put together.
I can't remember anything
I
about
think Eek the Cat was
James
Fox
Bond
trying to
Jr.,
compete with
except
Nickelodeon.
that what I
like,
just
trying to kinda
described.
be that weird
I don't remember anything about the
animation that was becoming
show.
popular.
I say like kind of like their Ren and Stimpy type
Right.
knockoff. I could see that kind of. I could see that, but I used to love the Tick. That's not so obscure really, but
The
for sure,
Tick.
easily one of my favorite cartoons growing up was the Tick. Absolutely loved it. And then like as I got a little older and it wasn't new anymore, they started showing reruns on fucking Comedy Central, and that made me think that the
No,
Tick was even
Angel,
cooler, 'cause,
there are
like,
different-
adults were
There are
watching
different cities
his
besides
cartoon, and
capitals
it just impressed me that would
of
go in
states
syndication on
that you've
something like
heard of.
Comedy Central.
Oh, I forgot all about.
You own that condo,
Rocco's
Matt.
Modern
Well,
Life.
congrats, dude.
Now,
Way to be a
love it.
homeowner.
Loved it, and I'm pretty sure that's from the
You and
same
Alistair
dude who
both.
ended up creating SpongeBob. But Rocco was fucking awesome.
Tick is
And
good.
if you
I
wanna
still
talk
go
about
back
having
and
adult
watch
jokes
Tick
in a kid's
cartoons
show,
sometimes.
That's Rocco all day.
I think the whole series, it's like 36 episodes, is all on
Ren and
YouTube.
Stimpy, that was funny. I remember I had the soundtrack, and the only song I remember on the soundtrack was "Don't Pee on the Electric Fence."
What about the song about Log? You remember the Log song?
That wasn't Rocco. That was Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, we're talking about Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said a
Yeah, I
Rocco
had it.
CD.
No, I had the Ren and Stimpy soundtrack.
Keep
Had
up,
that
finest Jesus.
One. What else did that? I don't know how I ended up with the Ren and Stimpy soundtrack, but I had it.
It's just
And it
one of
was
those
more-
things, dude. You're because I had CDs like that too, and it's like you'd see them at like Dollar General for $3 randomly, and be like, "Hey, mom, what's this?" You know, and she'd go like, "Whatever, it's $3, get it." You know, and then you got some fucking weird ass CD you'd never buy in a million years, but
Yeah, it was weird as shit, and I was like listening to it. It's... I always remember the only thing I barely.
What time you
remember
got to go in
the
today,
show,
Alistair?
'cause I haven't watched it since I was younger, but I remember that it was kind of like SpongeBob, where they would like zoom in on something and just make it really like detailed and
Gross.
disgusting. Yeah,
yeah,
And
Ren
I
and
think
Stimpy was like that.
They kind of do that in SpongeBob, but not as detailed and great.
Well, yeah, because Stimpy had his like nose goblins or whatever, which was really just his boogers. And he had his
Nose
collection of
goblins.
nose goblins, and they just, you know, do that shot that you're talking about, just super detailed, fucking drawn boogers, and it's just like, what? I don't know. I don't get it, but I loved it as a kid for sure. That was one of my favorite shows.
Do you guys remember when Spike, like, was it Spike? I don't remember. That channel
It
changed
was.
names a bunch of times, and they brought it back, and it was like the adult party version of Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, they were bringing back Ren and Stimpy, and they did like something with Pam Anderson, like Stripperella, some Kelsey Grammer show where he was like a rat or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they were trying to do, but I don't know if I even ever watched Ren and Stimpy, those ones, because like the funniness was that the adult shit was understated. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't right in your face. So I wouldn't want just fucking Stimpy cussing at me. You know what I mean? It's,
Love,
I don't think-
you gotta love
I
the
don't
old
think it
Street
was
Fight
that
Club
obvious,
podcast, bro.
but there may have been cussing, I don't know, but I do
12:30 to
remember one joke that
9.
was like
Damn, so it'll be
Ren
like
was
11 my
in,
time. So you'll be at work
the
the
mouth
whole
of some
time.
giant animal, maybe a whale or something.
Angel should have
And the
figured you
tonsil
watched
kept, like, or
Stripperella.
whatever that's called in the back of your throat. What is that called?
I
Anyway,
don't
it
know.
kept hitting him in the butt, and he was like, "No, Stimpy, I'm the pitcher, you're the catcher." They just, like, kept doing that over and over. And
See,
then-
that's not so bad. I would accept that. But I also like whenever I was growing up, I also like some of the fucking MTV cartoons, like obviously Beavis and Butthead, but like I don't. Did you guys ever watch The Max?
It was
Max.
really screwed up. And like
Yeah, it
Aeon
was
Flux.
totally- Well, Aeon Flux I didn't really watch as much, but I know it seemed really like creepy to me, like the animation style. But and I don't know, The Max was basically the same thing, so I don't know why that didn't creep me out. But just big fucking superhero, I guess, dude, in a blue and purple and yellow suit.
Didn't it
It's hard
turn
to
out that he was
fucking
like
describe.
a crazy person? Like all this was happening in his head or something?
Well, supposedly in the real world he was a crazy person, but he was still that fucking big. And then like sometimes he would snap into the that other dimension where that chick who took care of him was like some Amazon princess. It's
Yeah.
very weird to explain, but if you watch it, it's fucking cool. It's worth it.
It's just weird.
Yeah, they
he
had,
was
like-
doing back then. Like
What was called like liquid television.
Liquid
Oh,
television
see,
or something?
this is
Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
everything
That's
I'm
what Beavis
saying.
and
We're
Butthead
about to say.
started on was liquid television. Yeah. But I thought that shit was fucking awesome.
But yeah, I
That
didn't.
reminds me, I was
The
messing
Max
around on
was fucking
HBO
awesome.
Go the other
And
day.
if you go
they had
back,
all
it was
the
only like
songs on there.
13 episodes.
Oh
Yeah, I only
It
ended
was
up watching like
really
10 minutes
short.
of it, but it was still pretty cool. Like it still kind of held up.
Pretty
I
long
remember
comic
the old
book
Spawn
series.
cartoon because
though.
I remember being young and seeing the cartoons have sex, and that like blowing my mind that it was cartoon sex. You know what I mean? I was just like, I'd not seen that much porno to begin with, let alone fucking cartoon porn. But it was on
Maybe that's
HBO,
what's
so
wrong
they
with
could
the
do whatever they
generation.
want.
Maybe that's what's wrong with our generation is being exposed to primetime cartoon porn on HBO.
I don't know
Nah,
if I just
I
didn't
mean, that's
have.
not the same as this generation where they grew up with the internet.
I was
porn,
young,
like,
or
you know. I mean, I think
I
we're
don't-
all right.
or I just didn't.
But
The
of course I
cartoons
would.
were too old or something. I don't know. I didn't really watch Boomerang. I know what you're talking about though,
All right.
because they
But
they would
yeah,
have like
Mike
Flintstones and
Malibu,
shit.
obscure 90s shows.
Mike Malibu, if you're watching,
Fuck
call
you.
Finest. Call Finest. He misses you.
All right, let's find. Let's do WrestleMania 33 predict. This is how old this is. WrestleMania 33 predictions. What a good intro.
All right.
Look how
okay,
excited I
this
was.
Topic, I thought. Well, actually, Finest mentioned this to me, but I was thinking about this before. These guys don't watch wrestling, but WrestleMania is coming up. So why don't we do?
I'm not gonna even
WrestleMania
remember who
predictions
won
from guys who don't watch
To tell if
wrestling.
they were right or wrong.
Now,
At this
I will
point.
not. I will be telling you the matches on WrestleMania, but I won't be giving my predictions because I actually watch wrestling. So it wouldn't be fair. You guys down with that?
Hey, do we
What a
win
fair guy.
prize?
Yeah. Whoever gets more correct.
You think
will
Ree?
win
What does that mean?
something that is a surprise
Go
that
ahead.
you won't find out until after WrestleMania.
I'm in.
Okay.
I mean, we did this multiple times.
All right, so there's going to be 3 matches
Multiple
on the
different
WrestleMania
shows.
kickoff show. Now this shit is
And
going
I
to be
always
literally
had to walk
6
them through it.
fucking hours long.
There's a kickoff.
So yeah, there's a 2-hour. Like normally, normal pay-per-views have a 1-hour kickoff. This shit has a 2-hour kickoff, and it's 4 hours on its own. So
How
yeah,
long have they
6
been doing
hours.
this?
This was just.
Since they didn't do Sunday Night Heat anymore, or I don't know, since they started the network.
So about when I watch
All right.
regularly.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't have the network until like 2014. But anyway, first match is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which is also known as where they put all the jobbers because they want them to be on WrestleMania, but they don't have storylines. So we've got Sami Zayn. Now listen closely, guys, because there's a lot of different names going to be coming at you here. Sami Zayn, Mojo Rawley, Apollo Crews, Big Show, Kurt Hawkins, Goldust, R-Truth, Primo, Epico, Curtis Axel, Jinder Mahal, Bo Dallas, Braun Strowman, and others TBA.
There's some to be announced on there.
There might be some surprises. It's WrestleMania. Anything could happen.
So Big Show has been relegated to opener.
Yeah, and the sad thing is he was supposed to have a match with Shaq at this WrestleMania, but something happened and Shaq...
Oh yeah,
it
that's
didn't
right.
happen, so
I think a match with Shaq is sadder than being the opening match.
It would have been pretty fucking sad, to be honest with you. But Shaq was in this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal last year.
Oh my God.
happened with Shaq?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if he just didn't work out and get ready for it or what. But I mean, it's not like he was there all the time. He was there at WrestleMania, and that's it. So
I think he was in an accident whenever, he ties himself to the top of a stadium and rolls down and then dunks a Oreo into a glass of milk and then eats it. I think one time he was
Was
doing
that a
it and he
commercial?
fell.
I think
You'll
what
see
it
that in
was
the commercial.
he's been spending too much time with the general. Do you guys
Oh
see
my
those
God,
commercials?
he still works with the general, doesn't he?
Or something like that.
For the best low rates you can get online, go to the general. So, yeah, something like that. Okay, so who you got for the Andre? This is the what is this the
Say
third? Or
it- say it one more time.
the third or the fourth? You want to hear all the names again?
Yeah, one more time.
All right. Sami Zayn, Mojo Rawley, Apollo Crews, Big Show, Kurt Hawkins, Goldust, R-Truth, Primo, Epico, Curtis Axel, Jinder Mahal, Bo Dallas, Braun Strowman.
Ain't Kurt
and
Hawkins
others
in
TBA.
TNA now?
What's
his name?
I've liked this Apollo Crews name both times you said it.
Okay. He is a large black man.
All right.
Okay, so fine,
All right.
going with Apollo Crews, and who you got, Chad?
Well, I was going to lean towards Mojo Rawley
Yeah.
because that's a
It
cool
seems like
name.
you're the type of guy.
But I googled him, and he's I'm
Oh, you
not
can't
sure
Google
about it.
people.
Oh, I
Now,
can't.
that's kind of cheating, Chad.
Oh,
I don't know
no,
if you'll
no.
win the
I
prize.
didn't Google. I remembered him.
Yeah, Fandango. What is his name?
We're like,
Something
you guys went to college
Dango.
together?
We played football.
I think he
football
is.
Lineman. Former football lineman.
Okay.
We play.
So you're going with.
But Kurt
Mojo
Hawkins, I
Rawley.
forgot what his
I'm
name
going
is
Mojo.
now.
Okay.
But what he
You're
was
both
like
wrong.
their internet or social
Okay.
media
Pre-show,
whatever
Smack-
champion
okay,
they. I don't
and
know.
it's-
I don't
they
keep
have
up
the
with
brand
TNA very
split,
well.
and I don't know if you guys were aware of that. So SmackDown has its own roster. Raw has its own roster. So SmackDown women's title match: Mickey James
What, you
versus
say
Carmella.
Did you say women's?
Yeah.
All right, next.
women's
Skip
title.
this one.
No, the women are actually pretty cool.
Future.
No, I'm just
It's
joking.
not like
I'm joking.
Mickey James versus Carmella versus Natalia versus Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. Other participants possible, which I think tonight on SmackDown, another girl came back who was hurt called Naomi. Alexa Bliss is the current champion. So
She has the
put
coolest
that in
name.
mind.
Which one's the
You
hottest?
should Google her, dude.
She's gonna be the reigning
Oh, wow.
champion. She's gonna win. She's reigning champion. I can feel it.
Okay, so Chad's going with Alexa Bliss. See, here's someone you would want to Google.
So what kind of match is this? They're all going at it at the same time?
I'm not sure if it's all at the same time or like a gauntlet type thing. I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. And I've been keeping up with it, so they just haven't explained it well.
Hey, here's a random question. Where do they find all these hot women to be in wrestling?
The chicks just decide they want to be wrestlers, and then they go to school for it. And then once they are kind of good,
That is
hire
kind,
them.
that is kind of a random thing, huh?
what want to
We
be a
used
wrestler?
to,
Yeah, like a hot woman, like
Hey man, everybody likes what they like, dude. You're very close-minded, Chad. I'm coming to realize.
No. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, think in the mind if you're a really hot woman, you're like, what do I want to do in life? And then you're like,
Chad just getting right
let's
in the
go
mind of a hot
wrestling.
woman.
Let's get, you know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
where are the Chinas of today?
Yeah.
All right, Alistair, thanks for hanging out, buddy.
First of all, chicks can't fight
All the hearts.
guys. Well, chicks can hit men, but men can't hit the girls. So there will never be another like China, like Intercontinental Champion female. But I mean, there's a couple of big bitches. There's, not so muscular and big like that, but just larger than the average tiny girl that they usually have. But
Trish
is there
Stratus
any,
was
like,
really hot.
who?
Trish Stratus, do you remember her?
yeah, she was crazy hot.
Did she ever hold like a title outside of women's stuff?
No.
Has any
No.
woman besides China?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Hey, what about a girl on the lines of like Yokozuna? Like, is there anyone out there like that?
I mean, there's a large girl named Nia Jax, but she's nowhere near fucking Yokozuna. I think she's like 240 or something like that.
Is she fighting?
Yeah, but she's fighting in the Raw Women's Title match, and we're talking about the SmackDown Women's Title match right now.
He's asking for a friend.
just Google her. All right, so who you got, Finest?
I'm gonna go with the champ. It seems like in a dark match or whatever this is, pre-show thing, the champ's gonna win.
I'll be right back. I'm just
So
gonna
you're
let this
both
keep going, but I'll
for
be,
the West Coast, all right.
I'll be right back.
And final pre-show match, WWE Cruiserweight title match, Austin Aries versus reigning champion Neville.
Devil?
Neville, like Neville.
I just needed to quit this podcast if they have someone named Devil.
Yeah, I don't think that's PC enough for them. So you got champions Neville, Austin Aries is the
I'll
challenger.
let Finest pick first this time.
Isn't this Neville dude like a NXT guy? Like he's like a...
Yes, he came from
High
NXT.
flyer?
Yes.
I think I've seen a match with him. I'm going to go with this Neville guy because I think he's pretty cool.
Okay, Neville.
Is he the one, the champ or not champ?
He is the champ.
I'm gonna go. Here's my prediction. They're gonna go for an upset prior to the main events. So they're gonna do an upset here, and then there's gonna be a new champ during that.
Okay,
match.
so you're going with Austin Aries.
I am.
All right, I like it.
Hey, where is this at? Where's the
where-
WrestleMania located?
Florida.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say Austin, and then I was gonna double down and say.
Just because of the names.
All
Makes
right,
sense.
and okay, so the rest in no particular order, and there's still a shitload of matches. Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles.
Shane McMahon is wrestling now?
Not all the time. He's the commissioner of SmackDown, but he had a match last year against The Undertaker at WrestleMania,
Oh, wow.
and this year he's facing AJ Styles.
Seems like he downgraded. I'm going to go with AJ Styles winning. No, losing. Because they want to keep the feud going.
Okay, so you're going with Shane.
Okay, so I googled this guy again. I see. I'm going off of looks here, okay? And he looks like he uses a lot of hair product. He got some nice long hair here.
It is a beautiful man.
He probably has a nice variety of hair shampoos and conditioners. So I'm gonna go with Shane McMahon because a man that has that good looking hair shouldn't be winning anything.
Okay, well he was just the WWE champion, but yeah, okay, that's still good.
I'm probably making some of your fans mad.
Okay, all right. Next, John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice in a mixed tag match with special guest ring announcer Al Roker.
What?
Believe it. Believe
the
it.
Al Roker?
The fucking Al Roker. Is
The guy that tells you your weather and special birthdays?
Yeah, I think so, since Willard Scott got too old.
John Cena's not allowed to lose, is he?
Well, he's kind of more of a part-timer now, so I don't know.
I'm going with John Cena.
Okay, that's a safe bet.
I'll go with the other one. I'm going opposite of Finance.
The Miz and Maurice. Okay.
Are you writing these down?
Hey, it's on video, bro. We're good. All right. Okay, next we got Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Undertaker is 23-1 at WrestleMania.
Who did he lose against?
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that's the lamest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, people's heads almost exploded. Yeah? What's that, Finus? You're what?
Hey,
I don't know.
who's he fighting?
Roman Reigns. He's a Samoan. And obviously, since he's Samoan, he's cousins with The
superhero.
Rock.
How close is Undertaker to meeting an actual Undertaker?
I think he's 52, maybe something like that. Somewhere in fitness.
I remember seeing some pictures on the internet not too long ago that he looked pretty fucking rough.
Yeah, but it's the Undertaker.
I wonder if he has his coffin picked out yet.
Probably. Hey, probably, man. That's his gimmick.
I'm gonna go with Undertaker.
Think about it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Undertaker. He can't lose twice in a row.
Well, no, it's not in a row. It wasn't last year when he lost.
Ah,
It was
shit.
like three.
Fuck off.
It was like 3 Manias ago.
All right, well, still,
All right, so
he can't lose again.
He's got the Undertaker.
I'm gonna go with Undertaker as well.
All right.
He's
I
got
like it.
he's got 7 inches on the guy.
Okay.
Because this is a real fight.
Next we
Wait,
got a
Are you saying
non-sanctioned
wrestler's
match.
not real?
What?
Yeah, I mean, let's discuss each wrestler's wingspan and their reach and if they're lefties or righties. And...
Yeah, let's get a tail of the tape on each of these. Chaz.
Right. Where they went to school, how they've been training, who they've been sparring with.
Yeah. All right. Next is a non-sanctioned match. This match is non-sanctioned because one of the competitors is just his knee is just not in good enough condition
Oh,
really to be
shit.
wrestling. So we're going with a healthy Triple H versus Seth Rollins, who has a knee injury, guys. So it's non-sanctioned. Who you
Got a real rocky underdog situation here, huh?
You sure do.
Huh. Has Seth Rollins been champ
Seth Rollins has been champ, yes.
recently?
Think it was 2015, and he didn't actually lose the belt. He got injured back then, and had to forfeit the championship at that time.
So is Seth Rollins actually injured where this might be something where they want to keep him off the show for a while, or it's just all show?
He actually was injured, but he wouldn't be competing if it wasn't okay. You know what I mean? Non-sanctioned or not. So
Right.
and Triple H is not a full-time wrestler.
But he tends to win, doesn't he? When he does these big shows.
I'm gonna go with Rollins.
Well, okay, we got Chaz going with Seth Rollins.
For nostalgia reasons only, I'm going to go Triple H.
Okay, I'm down with that. All right, next we've got a triple threat ladder
Seth won
match
that, I think.
for
if I
the
remember.
Raw Tag Team titles. Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Sheamus and Cesaro versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Yikes, that's a lot of people.
Yep, triple threat ladder match. Who you guys got?
I'm gonna make a completely random guess because I didn't catch any of the names you just said, and I'm gonna say the the number 2 team you just said.
Sheamus and Cesaro. Okay.
Yep.
I also
Man, what a good
I
team.
did catch all the names you said. I really like Cesaro, so I'm going to go with that.
All right. Sheamus and Cesaro for both of you. Next, we got the WWE Intercontinental title match. Baron Corbin versus current champion Dean Ambrose.
I
Damn.
have no idea who Baron Corbin is.
Corbin been around a minute.
He's newer. He just made it to the main roster, I think, after last year's WrestleMania, or during last year's WrestleMania, actually.
I'm going to go Dean Ambrose then. Crazy guy. Is he still crazy?
Okay.
Did they change that?
He's still crazy, yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna go with this Baron Corbin because he's from Lenexa, Kansas, outside of Kansas City.
Smart reasoning. All right, next we got WWE United States title match. Kevin Owens versus current champion Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho has a championship?
You goddamn right he does.
And what is
And
it?
he's
Just
awesome.
like wheelchair wrestling, or what? These people are like old.
Kevin Owens
Damn,
is
even
old.
saying these old fucking
Chris Jericho.
WrestleMania
Jericho.
33.
He's like 45, 46, something like that. But he's literally on maybe the best
Hey.
run of his entire career.
Pop quiz. When was Chris Jericho born? Without looking.
72, obviously.
This is not a year.
1970.
Oh, shit. So he's older, a little bit older than I thought.
So,
How the fuck do you know that? You looked it up.
so
I
Jericho
just
regularly
remembered.
appears on whatever show he's on?
Yeah, Jericho he's not always there, but when he does come back, he always comes back for full
Cool
time.
cat Matt
Yeah.
Helms.
On a full-time schedule, and he's been back for like over a year, and he's been killing it. Honestly, good shit.
Goddamn. Well, again, nostalgia is going to win out for me because I don't know who the fuck Kevin Owens is, and Chris Jericho at least used to be really awesome.
Chad.
I'm gonna go Jericho as well.
Okay. Kevin Owens was the Universal Champion up until the last pay-per-view where Goldberg defeated him. Talk about old guys.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Next, we got Fatal 4-Way Elimination Match for the Raw Women's title. Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks versus Charlotte Flair, that is Ric Flair's daughter, versus Bayley. Bayley is the current champion.
Which one's the hottest? I think we should always go by that.
Well, you know, why don't you just Google them?
What's Ric Flair's daughter's name?
Charlotte.
Just look up a picture of Ric Flair and pretend.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Look up a picture of Ric Flair in
She
the
kind
wig.
of looks like Ric Flair.
Well, that's how genetics work.
You learned a very important lesson today. All right, I'm going to go with Ric Flair's daughter.
Okay, Charlotte.
Charlotte.
I don't have enough time to Google. I was going to go off the boob size, but
If
I'll
you're
go
going-
with
if you're
Ric
going
Flair's
boob-
daughter as
if you're-
well.
If you're going boob size, it's Nia Jax. That's the girl I told you was 240. So
hold on. Oh yeah, let's go her.
okay,
Go with her.
Fine says Charlotte. Chad says Nia Jax. Okay, all right. And the WWE Championship match: Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt's the spooky southern ghost guy, right?
Yes,
Like the
Yes,
new
yes.
Undertaker.
Spooky
Like the new
Southern
Undertaker.
Ghost.
Pretty much, yeah. He's the only one
Oh,
in a
Bray.
long time who has had magical powers.
Which
He
one
kinda
of them has the title?
Bray Wyatt is the current champion.
Randy Orton is a St. Louis man, if that helps you out.
True.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to
go
go
with
with Bray Wyatt because it's very 80s to me that he has magical powers.
Okay.
I like that.
Let's go with him. He looks like a cross between Mankind and Undertaker. Like if they were to breed and have a kid.
They were to breed?
You know something interesting? You guys remember IRS?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Bray Wyatt is his son.
Really?
Believe it or not. All right, and
I don't
what,
believe it.
in what
He
sadly
doesn't believe it.
looks like it's going to be the main event. We've got the WWE Universal Title match of Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg.
How the fuck does Goldberg have a title in 2017?
That's the question we'd all like the answer to. He fucking sucks.
That dude must be on all kinds of steroids to still be all ripped up like that at 50. Just throwing that out
Sounds
there.
like somebody's jealous.
It's just like he's come back. He's had, I think, including the Royal Rumble, 3 matches and probably been in the ring for less than 5 minutes total. He fucking I hate Goldberg.
It just sounds like the most boring final match, headlining match of a goddamn WrestleMania. 2 guys that can't wrestle.
Well, Brock Lesnar actually used to be able to, but he's kind of lazier now. You know what I mean? He just does a bunch of suplexes and shit. But in his original run, he was having great matches with like Kurt Angle and shit like that. But he's just in it for the payday nowadays.
So we're just gonna get a bunch of fucking punch furies and Irish whips.
So much
maybe
punch
for
fury.
years.
These two fought at Survivor Series in Goldberg's return match, and Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar in 1:26.
Dang.
So what the fuck? Because I don't. I'm so upset that this is like a main event.
Yeah. I'm going with Brock Lesnar though.
I don't know. WWE's not very good at making people happy when they make decisions, so I'm gonna say Goldberg continues his awesome streak of awesomeness.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all the matches. So we'll see how accurate these guys are, and we'll hit you guys back next time. All right.
Your predictions, Eric, of how accurate we were. That's not a good sign
Pretty
at all.
bad. Pretty bad. I'll just put it that way. But we'll see. You know, you can shut me up and prove me wrong. All right. Well, that is WrestleMania predictions from guys who don't watch wrestling. We'll see you next time. All right.
I need to restart this one. Oh. We'll do one more right
What's
now.
up, everybody? Welcome to another Street Fight Club podcast cast. I'm here with Chad Peppers, who's snorting a line of coke.
Woo!
If you saw the little video down in the corner, you could tell he was snorting so much coke. Oh, he's going downstairs.
I'm back.
That's the Chad Pepper Show.
And Finest the Cuck Massey is also here. What's up, dude?
So
Nope, that's
mean.
not me.
So mean.
That's not me.
That's your name.
That's not my name. No, you know that song.
Sing the whole song. Sing the whole song.
No, you're not the.
They call me Cuck. Well, that's the only thing they call you.
That's not my name.
All right. So, anyway, today we're gonna talk about we're all 30 somethings, very young 30s guys. So don't think that we're old, because we're not.
Like 30 in a couple months.
Well, 3 years ago. But anyway, so we grew up in the
Can't
early
stop
90s.
chatting this
We were young
cocaine.
children. 1991, the Super Nintendo
What are you doing today, Angel?
entertainment system came out. You may know it as the SNES. No, you don't. You know it as the Super Nintendo.
SNES?
SNES.
Angel, you're
Some
probably too
people
young to
so.
know what a Super Nintendo is.
But anyway, so that was one of the best consoles of our lives, and I think of anybody's life. If you haven't played Super Nintendo, if you're like a youngster, I feel sorry for you, literally, because there are so many great games on there. So we're basically,
Of all the vintage consoles, it holds up the best.
yeah, I would have to completely. I would say better than the original Nintendo.
Oh, for sure.
Terrific games, terrific graphics, unbelievable graphics for what the hardware was. So we're just gonna kind of talk about some of our favorite games from that time period, for that specific
Chilling
system.
and killing. That's what's up, dude.
So let's get started.
Good. Then you can
Finest, did you have anything in mind?
play Jackbox
I
later.
mean, obviously there's a lot of
Played
classics
last
that you can
weekend.
pick up and stuff that have
We
carried
should create
on
a Twitch
from that generation to
and go follow me
future
on Twitch.
Nintendos or whatever. But
As
I
well.
also, one thing that I liked about that
But I'm streaming
generation
to both.
was they started trying new things with video games. And one of my
Sexual
favorite...
things?
Huh?
Sexy things?
Sometimes they were sexy. Pixelated.
It was kind of. It was like.
Ooh, I like
It was
that.
like the finest in college. Is what Super Nintendo was.
Yeah. When I started trying new things. Got a little
Hardcore.
curious. Favorite unique games is ActRaiser. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
It was I think it was a Square Enix game, but basically combined like SimCity and like a side-scrolling RPG. What you basically play God, and you go into this town. You had like 2 followers that worshipped you or whatever, and you led them around and built them houses and killed little demons and stuff. And then you got to play a side-scrolling level where you fought the demon that was, or whatever that was hurting their town. And every time you did that, you got new powers. And you did like 5 levels where you build up a town and you fight a guy. One of the coolest games I ever played.
I still never really played
Still
ActRaiser.
But, and I'm not saying anything bad about ActRaiser. I just
Donkey
don't
Kong
remember
climb
it that
up
well. I remember
ladders,
it being a
part of
very
N64?
early Super Nintendo game, like still one of the fat cartridges. You know what I'm talking. Like
Right.
Super Nintendo had the fat cartridges.
I don't know if
and
I
then
played
kind of
Donkey
the,
Kong
the
64,
slimmer
but
ones. If you have seen them, you know what I'm talking about. But
the
one of
latter
those
Donkey
in,
Kong was like
sadly,
Arcade.
it's a series that they didn't really continue.
If
They
you
made an
if you're talking about being
ActRaiser 2
Mario,
for later in the life of the Super Nintendo, but they cut out the sim part, and it was just a side scroller.
Well, I played the original ActRaiser, and I'm trying to remember because, this was years ago. This is not one that I've revisited. And I remember the side scroller part, but I don't remember the other part that you're talking about. So what other type of shit, like, as you would go on from level to level, what else did ActRaiser have to offer as far as the sim part?
That was basically it. Like you had to cut down forests for them or break rocks so that towns could trade with each other and start commerce, and you build temples so that they could worship you or whatever, and there'd be like these caves where demons were, and they'd be constantly trying to tear up what you were doing, kind of like how in SimCity there'd be like a tornado or whatever. That kind of thing was going on. You had to fight them or send your guys to fight them. I can't remember exactly how it was, but you looked like a little angel
Been a
cherub
PlayStation
guy
guy? What
going
was-
around fixing
what
all
was
this
your
stuff
first
and
PlayStation?
building roads and
PlayStation 2?
that kind of stuff, fields and making sure they were growing things. And
That's very interesting. Like, I don't remember, but,
I've never played another game like it since.
Because
Mixed
by the
two
time of
styles.
Super Nintendo, which was
you
before
obviously played this in
N64,
depth. I
they had
probably
Donkey Kong
rented it
Country,
for a
which was
weekend or
already
something.
miles ahead
Back
of
then, it was like 2-day rentals or whatever.
climbing a
but,
ladder and trying to save Peach. Or, if that's what you're talking about.
maybe it's something that I should revisit and play again because that actually
definitely check
sounds
it out.
really cool.
Like you said, it's at the beginning of the Super Nintendo, so the graphics aren't as great as other games, but the gameplay is amazing.
Makes sense. Okay. All right. So, Chad, what were you thinking?
I didn't like any game for Super Nintendo.
Okay. Well, moving on.
No.
Well, Matt, I've played a lot of Super Mario World.
I would,
You
Even
probably
just
like Final
streaming.
Fantasy.
PlayStation
that was
1?
my
What games
favorite
did you have for
game,
PS1?
Final Fantasy 3 US. I think it was like 6 in Japan for all the cool guys out there.
For all the nerds, that's the people that watch us. So,
Hey, Chad, what was the Final Fantasy that they made just for the U.S.? It was like Mystic Quest or something?
Yeah.
Mystic Quest.
And it's like super easy.
Super easy because they
Yeah.
thought that Americans were too stupid to know how to play an RPG, so they said, let's make a very basic RPG, name it Final Fantasy, and then put it out there, and that will teach people how to play it. So by the time we release the next Final Fantasy, they'll maybe be able to understand. We're not that fucking stupid, Japan. Like, we're idiots, obviously. We're Americans, but come on, man.
I mean, obviously, when you think of the Super Nintendo, you think about platforming because that's where it excelled. But it also had a plethora of RPGs that are still considered
Plethora.
some of the best RPGs ever made.
Oh, definitely. So,
And
yeah. What?
I was just, it's the first system that I actually played. Like, I had obviously played Zelda on regular Nintendo or whatever, but it wasn't RPG where you really complex or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't so much like turn based. It was just you were kind of walking around slicing shit, which is the funnest version of Zelda. Really, that's how every Zelda was just like that. I mean, there's no turn based Zelda, so.
Yeah, the Zelda for SNES was one of the ones I used to play all the time. Like, that was one you could play over and over and over.
Link to the Past, yeah, that's a terrific game for sure. So you say Final Fantasy 3, like, what are some of your memories with it, man? Well, you really just enjoyed the story? Did you beat it, or was it just...
GTA 2, Twisted
Yeah,
Metal,
I
Crash
beat it,
Bandicoot, Tarzan, Toy Story Racer, Spider-Man.
What I liked about it was one of the RPGs that actually had.
If
like,
I remember
a
right,
lot
that
of
Spider-Man was pretty good. Twisted
stuff
Metal was
that you
fun.
could do.
I had the first...
Um,
actually,
and the
I think I had the first
storyline
two
was
Crash
really good,
Bandicoots.
but
I didn't-
I think
I didn't
in
have
the first
GTA
one that
2,
you
though.
can get like espers or whatever they're called, where you would.
I know that was still
you
like
would
the
equip
top-down view or
the,
whatever.
you would have to find these espers and you would equip
Mortal Kombat, that's a good fighting game.
your characters with it, and they could learn
That's a
spells
classic.
like ice or fire or whatever. And there's a whole list of.
You should get a
spells
new
you could
system,
learn,
Matt,
the
and
cool
start
thing
playing
is
some
it
new
wasn't
Mortal
really
Kombat,
designed
bro.
where each character would learn all the spells. You would just have them learn what you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was definitely a good game. I remember playing Final Fantasy 3/6, whatever you want to call it. And literally fucking like, it was hard for me to play because the random encounters were always so jarring. I don't know if you remember that, but like the whole screen would like zoom in back and forth. And it almost gave me a heart attack every time there was a random, I'm walking through the weeds or whatever, and it's okay. I'm ready for a fight, but you don't have to scare me every time.
It was like a jump scare. It was like a jump scare.
Do you remember the Ghost Forest?
I don't remember the details of that. What about the Ghost Forest?
It was just at one point it was like the ghost train or something. You're on like a train that was like going to like certain death, and you had like there was like ghosts around or whatever.
And you beat the entire Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah, I actually played it so much that when I got to the final character, it was like extremely easy to beat him.
So you were grinding on the way there, basically.
Well, yeah, you topped out at level 99. You couldn't go any higher.
And you were already there.
Every one of my characters were 99.
Now, did you and Shane play a lot? Like, did you ever like go through an entire game of like Secret of Mana or something with Shane? Like, what were the good 2-player RPGs? Like, well, I can't really think of any except for Secret of Mana.
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
I remember sort of playing it with Shane, but like, it's gonna take more than a spending one night to beat some shit like that.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. I can't think of very many of those type of games, but Vinus was mentioning like the games that like it was like a 2 game. There's a 1 game, and you should actually probably play this called Inindo: The Way of the Ninja, and it's a role-playing game. But towards the end, it turns into a strategy war game.
I kind of remember him telling me about this, but I
like
never looked it up.
Strategy, yeah, it's a kind of a rare.
And
game.
You played it as a kid?
I played it as a kid, and I played it later. And what's cool about it, you can pick up random characters like at a tavern or whatever. So you don't. It was kind of innovative in a way that you picked up these other ninjas, and they were just random people. They weren't like characters that are part of the storyline.
I see.
Yeah.
For Super Nintendo, that sounds actually really fucking. Would you say it's called Inindo?
Yeah, Inindo.
Inindo on Nintendo.
It was an extremely difficult game. Like it was not easy.
Well, no,
It's a hard game.
Well, no, I hate it.
That's probably right there. Is why I didn't look it up,
because
he said it was
hard. You have
hard.
to talk about if you're going to talk about Super Nintendo is beat 'em ups, brawlers, Turtles in Time, one of the best games of all time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, mine were gonna be kind of stereotypical, and everybody.
I never played SOCOM. I know it was
the shit that I keep
it was pretty
going
popular
back
when it
to
came
is
out,
like
but I never
Super
played
Mario
SOCOM.
World. I know that was like their launch title or whatever, but it's a terrific fucking game. It's better than the sequel where you got a crying.
So you played
goddamn
Vice City
Mario.
and San Andreas,
Still buying Super
but you didn't play
Mario
GTA
World
3?
It's just a fun game. Like I could play it over and over. There's always.
I never played any of those old Star Wars
you
games. I
may
don't
have
think.
found all the secrets by now, but the process of
Got a
finding
lot on
the
computer.
secrets and shit is fun. The gameplay can't be beat. Like,
Didn't SOCOM come with, like, a
Mario.
headset?
They
Couldn't you, like,
perfected the
talk?
shit. It was perfect.
Can you like talk to it or
by
something?
Super Nintendo? Like, maybe there were some hiccups or whatever in like Super Mario Brothers, maybe even up to 3, even though 3 is a terrific game as well. But once you get to Super Mario World, it's hard to argue with that shit. And then another one that I can always go back to is, like you're saying, as far as beat 'em ups, fucking Ninja Turtles, dude. TMNT 4, it was the 4, Turtles in Time. Shit was terrific. I know, especially as far as like a 2-player game, can't have much more fun than Turtles in Time.
We just played over and over.
What about Donkey Kong Country?
Another great one that had impressive graphics and had really good. I mean, it wasn't as good 2-player because you still had to switch off. You couldn't play both at the same time like you could in a beat 'em up. But another terrific game. Like, I'll always go back to Donkey Kong Country, specifically the first one. But the 2 sequels were great too. So,
but I mean, as far as platforming goes, it's right up there with Super Mario World. But Super Mario World. But it's like feels a little more innovative because there's other things you can do.
I don't
like
think
ride
I ever played
animals
any of the
and,
Medal of Honor, and I'm pretty sure it's
switching
also
to the
Medal with a
characters
D,
and-
not Medal with a T.
They added a lot for Donkey
Like a
Kong.
medal,
and the
like a
fact that they
medal
pulled
of
off,
honor.
like
not like
almost
sheet
like
metal.
you know, and I'm not trying to give them too much credit, but almost
But I
like
didn't really
Toy
like war
Story
games
type
like that. I
looking
still really
graphics
don't.
for that game compared to
Wheel
like
of Fortune?
Mario, which was just straight cartoony.
I still play Wheel of Fortune, man. I played it.
Very impressive for the time. Like, what was it, 95 or something on a
Oh no, I
16-bit
streamed
system?
like 2 days ago with Cap and
Well,
we played
they
it.
mastered that pre-rendered 3D in the background.
Yeah,
It makes it look
But I know
so
you're talking about like
the
really
backgrounds
old
look
Wheel of
great,
Fortune, which
the
I think
character
I've
sprites look great.
either
Like,
streamed or done videos of or something.
just terrific game. Terrific game.
It's whenever in Super Nintendo is whenever what do you call it? What I'm drawing a blank. Like Mortal Kombat type games came out, right?
Street Fighter, yeah, Street Fighter 2. You've got to.
Are you talking about like a full motion video almost type? Well, obviously not yet on Super Nintendo because you didn't have a disc. But I know what you're talking about, like where they get like real humans to fucking sit there and do the shit.
No. I'm just talking about in general, like fighting games, arcade style, one-on-one fighting.
I guess I'm an asshole.
They didn't come out in Super Nintendo or regular Nintendo.
Yeah,
did they?
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
There was some like that they backdated to release on the Super Nintendo. Like I think even Ninja Turtle Tournament Fighters came out on the. I'm sorry, I meant the original Nintendo, but you know that they may have put on there. But yeah, whenever that really came into the consciousness, like fighting games became a thing. It was definitely the Super Nintendo Sega era.
Yeah, Sega, Super Nintendo.
But Wheel of Fortune was like a good type of game,
but
that you can make for like Nintendo or Super Nintendo, and it still worked the same pretty much.
Some of our favorite games. What are your favorite games? Let us know down in the comments down below, and I'll probably reply to you. These guys probably won't because they're dicks, but
I like comments a lot.
Finus likes reading the comments, just not replying. Anyway, Finus is about to get beat. I can hear a hammer being hit close to him, but once it gets later in the night, it will eventually get to his head unless he moves. So, anyway, any final thoughts on Super Nintendo before you cut it out?
I think we forgot Super Mario Kart, or Mario Kart.
Remember F-Zero, Super Mario?
Oh,
yeah.
Both terrific games. Well, you know what? We'll come back to it. We'll talk about other great Super Nintendo games at another time.
Sounds great.
These were just the very top of our favorites, but we were kids when Super Nintendo came out, so we've got a ton of favorites. So we'll talk about it again. Anyways, thanks to Chad.
Check out
Thanks to
our
Finus. Facebook.com/Street Fight Club Podcast. And
that's very violent.
we'll see you guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, we'll do one more. We'll do Extreme Rules predictions. And then I'll take a break for a few hours until we do Jackbox
Podcast.
Frog style.
With,
Fuck yeah, dude.
My good friends, Finus. What's up, Finus?
That's me, the Finest, right?
Hey, you gave it a shot. And still with us, Chad's not here, but you know who is. We are blessed yet again. Shane Storm.
The blessed
here.
one. The blessed one.
There he is. All right, so this is our prediction show. WWE Extreme Rules predictions from guys who don't watch wrestling. Now, both of these guys used to watch wrestling, so don't get me wrong, they're not completely oblivious, but not in a long time, especially Shane hasn't watched in a very long time.
You know, Razor Ramon, my heart goes out to Razor Ramon. He's still wrestling, right? As that character.
No, I feel like that got retired like back in '96, but
all right, I've got some Wikipediaing to do then on that.
RVD puzzle was
yeah. So last time,
and Finest have a lot of similarities.
Predictions. Finest based his choices.
They're both like posing like that.
A shirt.
They're both potheads.
So I don't know. I can't remember who he said, so I don't know how accurate he was. But I feel like he did.
That might be it. That could be it.
I can't have pants.
Okay, no pants. All right, so let's just get to it. I've got the card pulled up here. So first match on the kickoff show is going to be Apollo Crews versus Kalisto. So who do you guys got?
What? So, which one of them just wear the short shorts?
That would be Apollo Crews. Kalisto is a luchador. He's got the mask, and I believe he wears pants. He might not anymore. I don't know.
Kalisto, I think, went to
Oh,
short
Apollo
Oh, man,
pants.
if you wore a mask and short shorts, that'd be good.
I'm taking Apollo Crews there. He looks cool.
Okay, Shane's going with Apollo Crews.
I'm gonna have to go with him if he doesn't wear pants.
Well, he doesn't. So
Well, that's
All right,
that's
so-
my go-to guy.
they're both going for Apollo Crews. Mark it down in the comments.
Now, Eric, can
Mark that down,
we
Angel.
get your predictions off like after ours so we kind of know where you're at?
No, see, I do an actual wrestling show called The Scoop, and I
And that's where you give your
Yeah.
predictions?
I would
Not
save
anymore.
My predictions.
Okay.
They're very jealous.
Like
they're
pink?
very jealous.
I will.
Is it like a
I will
blood
tune
thing?
in.
What, Finest?
Did you guys like cut your palms and like spit at him and rub the hands together? Is it like a blood promise?
Deadpool and Wolverine looks
Something
really
like that, but
good.
over the internet.
Huh.
Don't ask. It's yeah. All right, next on the kickoff show, two kickoff matches.
I have to,
kickoff show matches this pay per view. Gold Dust
I have to figure out how to
versus
say it.
R Truth.
What was the second one?
R Truth.
Oh man, he's horrible.
You might remember him from a very short run during the Attitude Era as K Quick. He partnered with Road Dogg for a short period of time.
That sounds familiar. Who's he facing?
Gold Dust and R Truth.
Taking Goldust. That's
I'm
a
going with
throwback.
Gold Dust.
Yeah. All right.
Think about that, Shane. Can you believe Goldust is still around of all the characters?
I mean, I hated that gimmick as a kid. Like, I don't understand how that's still.
Well, they certainly don't push it to the extreme that they did back then. But recently Goldust did a heel turn. I'll be totally honest. I haven't watched any episodes of Monday Night Raw since the pay-per-view after WrestleMania. I can't remember which one. It was called Payback, and wow, it was just not that good. I just watched last week's SmackDown, but I haven't really been watching wrestling either. So, which is pretty
So
bad.
you're telling me that Gold Dust doesn't come with like a heaping helping of sexual ambiguity?
No, not very much at all anymore.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't. There was no question back in the day, man. It was so weird. That gimmick was weird.
Yeah, but think about it. He also had a hot-ass girl with him, Marlena.
Yeah,
For a
it was.
while, who became
that's
Terry
true. Yeah,
Reynolds.
that's true.
And then when shit went really weird, he was with Luna Vachon. I don't know.
Oh, Luna. Oh, Luna. Hey, they should probably take away your wrestling show credentials if you're not even watching wrestling.
Yeah, but I've got so much up here about the past that I guess
in the
I'll-
past. Okay.
All right. Now we're going to the main card. We have Sasha Banks and Rich Swann.
Well, Angel, I think a lot of people
versus
thought that since
Alicia
he
Fox and
announced he was
Noam
retiring
Dar.
after Logan came out.
It
Read
looks like this is a mixed tag team match.
Or he might have said it was
Read
his
these
last
one
one
more
before
time.
that even came out.
Sasha Banks. And
They
Rich
talk about that. You
Swann
should watch that Hot Ones episode with him and
taking on Alicia Fox.
him and Ryan Reynolds.
Noam
They
Dar.
talk about it a little bit.
I thought you told me that men couldn't fight women anymore.
They can't. Which, if you do a mixed tag like this now, if you tag in the woman has to come in, and vice versa. I don't know if it's still called a
All right.
mixed tag or intergender.
Based on hotness, I'm gonna go with the Alicia Fox team.
Okay.
I think she's
I was
hotter
gonna
than the
take-
other lady.
I was going to take that as well, but we've got to go opposite on some of these. So I'm going to take the first tag team.
Okay, Sasha. Okay, Shane's got Sasha. Finest has Alicia Fox. Oh, did you both say Goldust on the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Next up is the Cruiserweight Championship match, which apparently is a submission match with the champion, Neville,
It's hilarious.
one-on-one with Austin Aries.
I mean,
do
as
you
long
guys
as I
Oh,
like
man,
the
dude,
celebrities,
I looked
I'll
at
watch
both
Hot
these guys'
Ones.
pictures.
But if I don't know who it is, I'll
both wear the
skip it.
short shorts, so this is gonna be pretty rough.
But theirs is funny because they are
I
not
prefer
good.
short hair, so
with
I'm gonna
hot
go
food.
with Austin Aries.
Okay, that seems fair.
Okay. Austin Aries. Let me look this guy up.
He's pretty cool. Actually, both these guys are pretty cool, especially considering whenever they kind of started their Cruiserweight division back
Muy
again not that
caliente.
long ago. It was kind of iffy there for a while.
I'd like to
but,
watch you try some of those hot
these two
sauces,
are
bro.
really good.
I think I'm going to take
Yeah.
Neville.
Neville's like a high flyer, right? Like he's pretty cool,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
like
the
doing
Cruiserweight,
crazy
so
stunts and whatnot.
yeah, Neville's cool.
Yeah, these guys both look
The
cool.
man
I
that
wanna
gravity
take Neville.
forgot. Neville.
Right, Shane has Neville. Finest went with Austin Aries. All right. Next, we've got the Raw Tag Team Championships are on the line. Looks like this is a steel cage match with the Hardy Boys versus Sheamus and Cesaro.
Okay, who's Cesaro? I don't know that guy.
He's cool. You might have seen Sheamus in Ninja Turtles 2.
You know where I saw him actually? Was the last time I saw wrestling when he won the Royal Rumble.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah.
I saw that.
Shane took me to a Royal Rumble, and Matt went too, right?
I think so, yeah.
Modest Matt, yeah, and Sheamus won the Royal Rumble, 2012. Oh, you're not crazy?
I'll take the Hardy Boys just because.
That was a good Rumble.
Oh no, I wasn't crazy about Cesaro. Just his look. I don't.
He's like a Jason Statham.
A little past mild.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Can you
I'll
even
take
have
the Hardy
like
Boys because
Taco Bell fire sauce?
Okay.
I would like to go with the Hardy Boys because I hate Sheamus mainly because of this Ninja Turtles, but
well, anyone that bad in
it
Ninja
gives
Turtles.
everything in me to go that way because it looks like, I mean, you're saying that this match is the Hardy Boys versus Cesaro and Sheamus, but it looks to me like pants versus short pants. So I'm going to have to go with Cesaro and Sheamus.
All right, Cesaro and Sheamus for finest, Hardy Boys for Shane. All right, next we've got the Intercontinental Championship with no champion's advantage. Now, like I said, I haven't been watching, but I guess that means that if you get counted out, then the title can still change hands, or you know what I mean? Like, championship advantage means like if you walk out or get disqualified, then you would keep the belt even though you lose the match. But this says no champion's advantage.
As long as you can handle Taco Bell fire sauce.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's like nothing, though.
So it's Dean Ambrose, which is the current Intercontinental Champion.
It tastes
versus
good.
The
Don't get me
Miz.
wrong. I like the taste, but like as far as heat, it's nothing.
I'm going Dean Ambrose
Jalapenos
all
are
the way
hotter
there.
than that.
Okay.
Damn it. I was also going to go with Dean Ambrose, but
We can take him. We can share some of these.
no, listen, I'm going to stick with my short pants, and I'll go with The Miz.
The Miz does have short pants. You're right. All right. That should be actually a good match. All right. Next, we've got the Women's Championship Kendo Stick on a Pole match. This is Extreme Rules, so I guess a lot of the matches have where they can hurt each other worse, I guess. I don't know. But it's Alexa Bliss, which is the current Raw Women's Champion, versus Bayley, the former Raw Women's Champion.
What kind of match is this?
Kendo stick on a pole. So once you
What
go
the
up,
fuck is that?
well, anything on a pole. I mean, think about it. You got to go up. You got to grab the kendo stick, and if you get it off the pole, you can beat the shit out of the other person with it.
It just
Yeah,
sounds
they
like a
used to-
pole on a pole. They should call it a pole on a pole.
Jalapenos
match.
are good. I'll usually like
A kendo stick and a
if
pole.
I'm getting a
you know
sub,
what a kendo stick is,
jalapenos.
bro.
Pizza, jalapenos.
Tiny pole on a big pole.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Tiny pole and a big pole match. That doesn't sound like anybody would want to watch that.
Well, I mean, I've been throwing my ideas out to WWE, and they're just not taking them.
Tiny pole on a big pole match.
tried tiny pole on a big pole.
Imagine the ratings. Alexa Bliss seems hotter, so I'm going that way.
Okay, I will go opposite finest on that one because I have no idea.
All right, Shane's saying Bailey. Fine says Alexa Bliss. And Alexa Bliss does have the shorter pants, so I guess that's fine. All right.
Short pants.
And then in the main event of the
Short
evening,
pants.
it is a number one contenders fatal five-way match with Extreme Rules, which means anything goes. Here's the rub, guys. Brock Lesnar is the current Universal Champion, okay?
Oh boy.
Which Raw has the Universal Championship and SmackDown has the WWE Championship, with the lineage going back for forever. Brock Lesnar won the title at WrestleMania and hasn't been seen since. So this is to find out who's going to be the number one contender for when he maybe some year comes back.
That's
Okay,
shitty.
so this is a fatal five-way
Oh,
match
that's wild.
featuring Roman Reigns,
What a shitty era where
Finn
Brock
Balor,
wins the belt and just
Seth Rollins,
fucking ghosts
Bray
the company
Wyatt,
for months
and
at a time.
Samoa Joe.
I'll let you go first, Shane.
Let me look at some image searches here. Eric, run me through those one more time.
Okay, we got Roman Reigns,
Well, he's cool. I like him.
Finn Balor,
Okay, that can't be good.
Seth Rollins,
I remember this because
Okay.
Shane thought I said thin.
Finn Balor? How do I spell that? I can't find it.
that's Finn.
Oh, Finn.
Last name.
I thought you were saying Finn, and I'm like, the guy's name is Finn? That's not good.
Well, he is pretty damn thin. Yeah, and last name Balor.
Okay, yeah, I see him. He looks like Dane DeHaan, kind of.
I don't know who that is, Shane.
He's an actor, sorry.
He's in the Spider-Man movies.
Seth
Chronicles?
Rollins, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe.
Okay, so where does Brock Lesnar play into this?
This is a number one contenders match, so whoever wins
Okay,
this
whoever
will
wins
become
this.
number one contender for Brock Lesnar.
Man, this is tough.
Who won this, Joe?
I think I'll take Seth Rollins. I like his demeanor.
Okay, he's cool. I like Seth Rollins too.
Give me the rundown on short pants. Does Samoa Joe probably have the shortest pants of all these?
No, I would say of these, the shortest pants are going to be Finn Balor.
Ah, man. But does Samoa Joe wear shorts?
Shorts, yes, but not like tights, to where they're just underwear type looking.
Just say panties. I know that he doesn't have the shortest shorts, so he's kind of an underdog in this situation. But I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe.
Okay, so finals with Samoa Joe and Shane with Seth Rollins. I like some of these picks, guys. I gotta tell you, I don't think you did too bad this time. But honestly, I have no idea because I haven't really been paying attention to Raw, so I don't know. But anyways, everyone, those are our predictions. I'm pretty sure they're all spot on. If you're wanting to place bets, I would go with what Shane said. He's probably right.
Yeah. Hey, Eric,
my
I do.
God. Why are you
I
gonna
do
kiss
have-
up to Shane?
Well, he didn't base his on pants. That's the only reason I.
Hey, I do have one question. I recently saw a clip of something wrestling related, and it was like it was WWE. It was some like his gimmick was that he's like a fancy British man. Who is this guy?
If it's who I think you're talking about, did he have an umbrella?
Yes, he did.
Okay, that is Jack Gallagher. He is in the cruiserweight division, and the really weird thing about the cruiserweight division nowadays is like the cruiserweights never fight anybody else on the roster. They only fight other cruiserweights, and it's
What a
really
weird time
off-putting to
period.
me. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if you're going for a championship, that's one thing, but still integrate them into the other matches. I don't know, but he's
Right.
part of the cruiserweight division. He's pretty entertaining, though, honestly.
So,
Yeah,
so in today's WWE, there's never going to be a chance of like a Rey Mysterio champion.
This was before
It
Anybody
seems
knew that
way.
Jack
And
Gallagher
it's kinda
did do weird
honestly,
shit.
because Austin Aries, like a lot of people nowadays that are in WWE, he was in TNA Impact Wrestling, and he was super popular, won championships there, and now it just, while it's cool that he's in WWE now, it just seems like he's very limited to only being cruiserweight champion. But I don't know. Who knows what the future will hold? Yeah, but Jack Gallagher is cool, Shane. I think you'd like him if you ever did
Okay,
watch
yeah,
wrestling.
yeah, that guy is very funny. From what I saw, I like that guy. I'm just glad I didn't miss him and pick against him or something. So I want to make sure I could switch to him if whatever he's in, I want that guy.
Yeah, Neville's beaten him a couple times, so yeah. But yeah, that's what's
Alright,
up,
cool.
guys. So thanks everyone for watching again. Go like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Street Fight Club Podcast. And for the blessed one, Shane Storm, and for Finest.
Oh my God, man.
We'll see
Why
y'all-
does he get such a sweet nickname?
We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks. Don't edit me to look really stupid, please.
Absolutely not.
I remember I added that in afterward. All right. All right. So anyway, Thanks for hanging out, folks. We'll be back with some Jackbox in hopefully a little less than 4 hours. So until then, blah blah.